Hey everyone, Retire on Dividends here. It's about that time to cover ULTY. So again, the goal is I try to cover ULTY typically once per month, or shall I say once every 4 weeks, because ULTY, they're part of Group C, I believe it's C. And they are declaring next week. So I'd like to review the fund because I'm supposed to give a guesstimate very soon. So obviously, I need some numbers to play around with. So I did add a tab for ULTY because I always talk about ULTY. And people always say ULTY is a terrible investment. And all I say is, well, let's watch it, right? Let's watch on October 15th, they changed their prospectus, right? And I want to see how they're going to perform post-prospectus. Because basically they admitted they had to change their strategy, change things up, and they did. So what I did is I put the price for ULTY as of ex-dividend date on 10/17, obviously 2 days after the change. But I wanted to make sure I get it after the ex-dividend date drop, so it's fair. And then I'm capturing now the price as of today. And to the right, it shows, okay, it's been about 79 days. So capital appreciation wise, it did go down about 79 cents. Obviously, we want it to be at least flat or, of course, up. But 79 cents is not terrible. Distribution wise, again, this is after 10/17. They did pay, if you go down here, they paid a distribution on 11/13. Or they declared it on 11/13 and 12/11. Those two distributions total to be $1.54. So the total return amount per share is an increase of 75 cents. Total return percentage is 7.51%. Again, this is without DRIP, of course. This is just, assuming you take the dividends as cash. But again, a 7.51% total return in 79 days. Again, people think that's bad. I don't. That's not bad. I mean, it's doing rather well. The market's been a little. I mean, Friday was really good, but before that, it was a little bumpy. But again, we'll see. I'm gonna track this like this going forward, so it'll always be a part of my ULTY video. And down here, again, this is post change. So I just show the latest distributions, the last two, and what is the yield for the last two. One was 83 cents, which was 101% yield at the time, and then the other was 70 cents, 91% yield at the time, which, again, these are good numbers. I am not complaining. Okay, so let's get to the holdings. All right. Whew. Okay, there's a lot going on here, guys. Way too much. And I'll try not to bore you to death. But basically, they hold a whole bunch of stocks. AMD, BABA, Kava, CellH, COHR, Coin, Crowd, Dell, DG, Dollar General, yeah, okay, DJT, ELF, HIMS, Mara, Myrna, MSTR, MU, NVIDIA, NVO, not NWO, PANW, Palantir, Roku, Soxel, SYM, TLN, TNA, TQQQ, Tesla, UNH, UPST, and VRT. That is a crap load of holdings. Is it not? I mean, good freaking Lord. So, why do I invest in this fund? Well, they do options on all those random ass stocks. Because, I don't know, to me, it's a fun fund. It's a fun fund that yields a hell of a lot. So what do? Well, they do whatever they want now. And that's the beauty of the change in the prospectus. So we'll start with AMD, okay? So AMD, and I'm not going to go into the same, detail. I'll try to speed it up as I go along. But you can kind of see okay, they do hold AMD. They hold the stock. And you know that by looking at the stock ticker. Let me zoom out a little. So you see under column C, it shows just AMD. That means they own the underlying. Now, if you look below that, there's AMD, and then there's all these numbers. So that's the options contracts. So if you look at AMD, let's go under security name, okay? So what do they have? They have AMD, 75,000 shares right next to it. And then they have two options, two moves, all right? They have the negative 750. What does that mean? That means they sold, right? It's a sell. Sell what? Sell call 126. Okay. And then they have the P for put, positive 750. If it's positive, then they bought the put, right? And the put is showing a positive number, and that's what it's worth. Because again, when you sell the call, you get the credit, right? They received a premium up front. That'll go to cash. But then obviously it'll reflect on the holdings how much it costs to close from here on out. And right now, the call costs $170,250 to close. The put that they bought is worth $13,875. Again, not much. But again, so they sold a call at 126 and they bought a put at 115. All right. So selling a call is what, right? That obviously that's, a bearish play. Buying a put is kind of a bearish play, right? Because you make money when the stock goes down. It's more like we'll call it an insurance. But if you sell a call at 126, well, first of all, actually, let's just see what AMD is worth. AMD is worth 125.37. So right now, the 126 is 0.5% out of the money. So obviously, this is very close to, losing. We're very close to losing this trade. The expiration date, it reflects 110. That is next Friday. So I wouldn't say this is sitting pretty. Now, the put we saw, it was not worth much. And why is it not worth much? Well, AMD is at 125. The put strike is at 115. That's only worth a damn when it starts going under the 115, right? Right now it's worth money because there's time value left and anything can happen. But as time goes on and this expires, it's going to be probably worth nothing, right? Maybe a penny if you're lucky. So that's why the put, again, it wasn't needed. But if AMD tanked, then yeah, that would have saved our ass. Also, I did add the name of the strategy. And keep in mind, basically everything is a protective collar that's currently in ULTY. All right. So, and I think I didn't label it last time, but like if we look, was AMD in? Yeah, AMD was not in there last time, and I didn't put the names. But obviously if we look, sell, call, buy, put. So it was a similar, they had protective collars last time around as well. So that seems to be their thing. All right. So they own the underlying, they sell a call and they buy a put. So that's for AMD. All right. Again, we could lose money on that particular transaction. Now we got Baba, not Babo, Baba. All right, let's see. What percent holdings? You can see the weightings, by the way. Column I, 2.86. AMD is at 3.19, probably because AMD went up in price. All right, so what do they got? They're selling calls. They're buying puts. All right, let's see. Let's see what the damage looks like. All right, so Baba, or shall we say Alibaba Group Holdings Ltd ADR, has a price. It is currently worth $85.54. They sold a call at $86. That's only 0.54% out of the money. That is tight. Way too tight. The put that they bought, that thing is at 82. I mean, that's close. So obviously, but since it's at 85.54 right now, it's not needed. But, if it does decide to tank, the put would be worth money and would be essentially our downside insurance. Again, this is a protective collar. So, and I'll get into other things that like implied volatility at the end. But yeah, let's move on. We're just going to go down the line. We'll keep it quick. Up next is Kava. So their call, Kava's at 115. Sold a call at 116. It's 0.8% out of the money. The put they bought is at 105. So that's kind of useless at the moment. Cell H, what's the name of this? Oh, Celsius Holdings. That's worth $28.80. They sold a call at $30.50. That's a little further out of the money, 5.9% out of the money. They did buy a put at $26.50. So that's, it could be needed. You never know. It expires this Friday. Up next, COHR, which is Coherent Corp. The underlying price is 106.24. We sold a call for 108, and that's 1.66% out of the money. And they bought a put for 100. Again, not needed at this very moment. Coin, we know Coinbase, good old Coinbase. All right, Coinbase is at 270. Unfortunately, they sold a call at 265. As we know, Friday, everything freaking mooned. So we blew past that strike. We are now 2.09% out of the money. since we're blowing past our call strike, obviously this put is completely useless. In fact, let's see what it's worth. 22,419. I mean, the only reason it's worth even that is because of the high implied volatility. All right, let's move on. CrowdStrike. Sorry. The underlying price for the price of CrowdStrike is $359. They sold a call at $355. That's 1.12% out of the money. Yeah, that sucks. But they did buy a put. Okay, is that going to help? No, not at all. It's at $335, so that's probably going to be useless. Next up is Dell. Dell's still around. It's crazy. Anyway, under the price of Dell is $119. They sold a call at $121, 0.91% out of the money. Again, it's tight. They did buy a put for $114. Not useful at the moment. All right, Dollar General. They are worth $74.67. They sold a call at $77, 3.12% out of the money. Expires this Friday. They did buy a put for $72. Not needed at this very moment. DJT stock price is $34.62. They sold a call for $37. That's 6.87% out of the money. Is that safe? I mean, DJT, you never know. One thing I looked at, which again we'll get to this later, is look at the IV. This IV used to be like 200% or something, but that was during the election. So now it's kind of like settled down, if you can call that settled down. They did also buy a put. So as crazy as DJT is, having this put is good at $32.50. I mean, DJT, that thing was like under $10 not that long ago. So that's nuts. All right, now ELF. So ELF has multiple lines here. Let's look. So they sold two calls, a 130 and a 135, and they bought two puts. Okay, so let's keep that in mind. So ELF's price is 125. First call 130 strike, 3.68% out of the money. Next call is 135 strike. That's 7.66% out of the money. And then they bought two puts, 115 and 117. 8 and 6% away. Is this, is it going to help? With 1 week left, probably not. But you never know if the market tanks. All right, up next is HIMS. HIMS has a price of $26.63. They sold a call at $28. That's 5.14% out of the money. And they did buy a put at $23.50. Mara is at $19.64. They sold a call at $19. And that's 3.26% in the money. So this one is underwater. Obviously, it's going to cost, pretty penny to close it. They did buy a put at $15. That looks completely worthless, but let's see how much the call. Yeah, the call right now, it's going to cost about $502,000 to close that sucker. But we shall see. Oh, God. Moderna, really, bro? Really? Get this crap out of here. All right, Myrna, or shall we say Moderna Inc., the price is $42.18. They sold a call at $43. It's 1.94% out of the money. That should be safe because Moderna don't do crap. Anyway, they bought a put, $39, but that doesn't look like it's needed. Hey, but you never know. Oh, baby, MSTR. Let's see what we got here. $339 price currently. They sold a call at $350, and it's 3.04% out of the money. So that's actually looking okay. Even after Friday, which is good, but they did buy a put for, $300. And that doesn't look like it's useful, but you never know. MU is up. MU is Micron Technology. Their current price is $89.87. They sold a call for $89. That's in the money by 0.97%, but they did buy a put for $82. Kind of useless at the moment. NVIDIA price is $144.47 because they sold a call at $149. It's 3.14% out of the money, which again expires Friday, so that could be a winner. They do have downside protection. They did buy a put $35. $135. We'll see if that's useful, but probably not. NVO, I think this is the one. Yeah, I didn't put a strategy. So for this strategy, and by the way, so far every single strategy is a protective collar. They're not changing it up, but this one, they sold a call, they bought a call, and they bought a put. I was trying to look. I didn't have time, but if you guys know what that's called, feel free to let me know, and I'll add it to the spreadsheet. But yeah, I don't know. But regardless, let's just cover it. So Current price of NVO, which is Novo Nordisk, is 87.65. This is this the sold. The first one is what, the sold call? Yeah. So they sold a call at 86. That's 1.88% in the money, and they did buy a call at $90. Right now, it's not really, the underlying is priced under that. They needed to go above the 90 for it to start making money. So obviously, this looks like a credit call spread, which is something we're similar to. So I guess this is a credit call spread protective collar, if that's a thing, right? Because they did also buy a put for $84. Right now, that's not of use. PANW, which stands for Palo Alto Networks. Again, yeah, I can't say it. 183.25. They sold a call at 190, 3.68% out of the money. Okay, we shall take it. They did buy a put 175. Don't look like it's worth a damn. All right, Palantir. Is this protective collar? So this one they sold 2 calls, they bought 2 puts. Okay, so let's see what this looks like here. By the way, so far, and we'll double check in a second, but so far it looks like they do own the underlying in every single scenario. So Palantir is worth $79.89. They sold a call at $81.50. That is 2.02% out of the money, and they sold a call for $83. That is 3.89% out of the money. They do have puts that they purchased, 70 and 72. Not looking like it's needed, but hey, you never know. All right, so Roku is up next. $77.38 is the price of Roku. They sold a call, 77.49% in the money, unfortunately. But again, this expires Friday. Anything can happen. They did buy a put for $70, which again, not helping. So far, these puts aren't really doing much because nothing tanked. The market probably before Friday, you never know, or Thursday and Friday was kind of green. So, all right, Soxol's at $29.82. They sold a call at $30, 0.6% out of the money. I also don't know if ULTY does. I'm just saying ULTY does weeklies. Sure enough, TLN, I'm looking down below, has a 117 expiration. All right, so anyway, Soxol, yeah, they sold a $30 strike, 0.6% out of the money. They did buy a put for $25. We'll see if that's worth anything at the very end, but probably not. SYM, that stands for Symbiotic Inc. The underlying price is $25.64. They sold a call at $25.50. That is 0.55% in the money. They did buy a put, protective put, $22.50. Not looking like it's needed. All right, so TLN, which is Talon Energy Corp. This one, they actually have an expiration date of January 17th. So let's take a look at this one. $215.59 is the price. They sold a call at $220. That's 2.05% out of the money. For 2 weeks. For 2 weeks, that's probably not safe, but they did buy a put as well, again, for downside protection. Do they need all these damn puts? What's with this freaking downside protection? I know the market's, near all-time highs in some aspects, so are they just always going to have these protective collars because they think the market's going to have a correction? I don't know. What do you guys think? I don't know. Someone's got to ask Jay. Someone talk to Jay. Anyway, what do we got? TNA. So they got, 3 trades? What are they doing here? All right, so this one, they sold 2 calls and they bought 1 put. All right, so TNA is one of my favorites. It's at $43.81. They sold a call at $43, 1.85% in the money, unfortunately. And then they sold a call at $44.50. That's 1.57% out of the money. Let's see which position is larger. Unfortunately, the one that's in the money is much larger than the one that's out of the money. So that sucks. Anyway, it looks like they added the $44.50 later. They did buy a put, $37. Is it going to be of help? No, it doesn't look that way. Up next, another triple leverage index, TQQQ, 82.40 is the price of that one. They sold a call at 83.50. It's 1.33% out of the money. Again, it expires Friday. Anything can happen. And they bought a put for $75. All right, up next is Tesla. Tesla's currently at 410. Yep, 410, believe it or not. They sold a call at 405. That got blown through. But keep in mind, guys, Tesla did skyrocket the other day, unexpectedly. But this is 1.33% in the money, unfortunately. So, yeah, that's going to suck. But they bought a put. They bought a put at 355. That is not gonna help nothing. But I mean, don't look like it at least. UNH United Healthcare. Yeah. Okay. You got it. All right. I see you. All right. So $513. Oh, it was probably because the IV was high after the what was it, the CEO got shot in New York. Unfortunately, that's freaking nuts. Anyway, this country, these people, man, who's raising these kids? Universities. Anyway, UNH, $513 is UNH. They sold a call at 520. That's 1.36% out of the money. And they bought a put for 85. That's 5.46 away. Doesn't look like it's going to help. UPST, 6408 is the current price of that. What is that? Oh, yeah, that's Upstart. 6408. They sold a call at 69. That at least looks decent. 7.68% out of the money. But they bought a put at 59, which looks completely useless. All right, last but not least, VRT. What the heck is VRT? It is Vertiv Holdings. It's worth $125.67. They sold a call. What? At 120. That crap got blown through. That's 4.51% in the money. In fact, how much is it going to cost to close? Let's see. $486,000. There goes our money. Bye-bye. And they did buy a protective put, $108 strike price. Doesn't look like it's worth a crap, right? In fact, let's see how much it's worth. $6,000. That's it? Nobody wants it. It's not worth crap. All right, so I did take the average percent out of the money. However, I did have the buy puts in there too, so we can't really use that. But anyway, I mentioned I want to talk about the IVs. So let's look at the IVs of the various underlyings to see, are we happy? Are we happy with the current holdings? So AMD, current holding 48% IV. BABA, 30.72% IV, weak. Cava, 45% IV. Cell H or Silch or Kelk, I don't know, 65% IV. Core is 56% IV. Coin is 67% IV. I mean, they were better. They were like in the 70s before. CrowdStrike, 37% IV. That's kind of weak for them, isn't it? Dell is 36% IV. Get this crap out of here, Dell. Dollar General, 33% IV. I mean, people go to the dollar store, so their IV, it's higher than I thought. Donald Trump Media and Technology Group Corp, 96% IV, DJT. Elf, our favorite movie, 63% IV. Hims, 87% IV. Mara, 94% IV. Myrna, 72% IV. MSTR, 94% IV. MU, 37% IV. Nvidia, 43% IV. NVO, 30% IV. Pan W, 28% IV. Palantir is 63% IV. Roku is 51% IV. Soxel is 81% IV. I mean, is that low? It feels like it's low. SYM is 69% IV. TLN, 49% IV. TNA, 59% IV. TQQQ, 53% IV. Tesla has a 68% IV. United Healthcare, 31% IV. Upstart, 81% IV, and Vertiv Holdings, 47% IV. And let's take a look. Here we go. The average implied volatility of all the holdings. Again, this is not weighted properly. I know. It's just taking whatever's there. 57%. That is weak sauce. That's weak sauce, man. We need some of the degenerates in there. Let's look at last month. What was the average implied volatility last month? 63%. I mean, that's kind of low too, but they had some hundreds in there, right? New Scale was 100. I don't know, that was the only 100. But they had a couple 90s, Mobileye, some others. But you could see in due time, they're becoming, they're less and less ballsy with the implied volatility. Here was 73%. And then 1027, it was 70. So it was 73, 73, 63, and now it's down to 57 on average. All right. So what does that mean, right? What the heck does that mean? Well, again, I base the estimate based on their IV, and we can't simply do that with these because why? The covered call ETFs, it's kind of like straight, right? This is not that way. They do different option strategies. But if we do just take the price of ULTY, hold on, which is 921, right? And we multiply 921 times the IV, which we go up here, should be the right cell, right? Yep, 0101. And then divide that by 13. We're showing the next ULTY payment is 41 cents. I mean, that's pretty disgusting. That is awful, in fact. So let's hope that is not the case, because if we go back here, our last two payments were 83 cents and 70 cents. So we have to, I don't know, man. I don't know. What was the price? It was at 10.06 at that point. So yeah, I think it's going to be less than 70 cents. Maybe in the 60-cent range. Again, I have to make an estimate for my estimate video, so that'll be coming soon. But I wanted to at least go through the holdings with you guys. I want to do that at least once a month. That's all, not only for you guys, but it's for me too, selfishly, because I do own ULTY and I do like ULTY. Am I happy with the current strategy? I mean, I think they should change it up a little, to be honest. It's a little lazy to do the same exact strategy on every single stock. Because if you look here, like, is everything at a high, at a 52-week high, right? Let's see. AMD, no. They're at a 52-week low. 6% away from their 52-week low. Look at their 52-week low, 117. The current price of AMD is 125. So do we really need to buy puts on AMD? I don't think so. And if we look at BABA is near their 52-week low. Okay, Kava's not. That's fine. So buy puts on that. Sell H, 4.8% away from their 52-week low. You kidding me? So why buy puts on that? Again, I don't know what I'm talking about because I don't know. I don't follow charts and crap, but I'm just using basic numbers here. It's closer, much closer to the 52-week low than the 52-week high, and that's clear as day. These others are near the high, so I'm okay with them. And then we got a couple lows here. Dell is near the low. Dollar General, oh my God. They're currently at $74. Their 52-week low is at 72. And we're buying puts? Really? I don't know, man. I don't know. DJ, okay, I'm fine with doing puts, buying puts on DJT, because you never know, man. You never know. Elf, whatever the hell that is. Let's keep going. Oh, Moderna. Yeah, I can't say anything because I have to say buying puts on Moderna, I am okay with. I know they're near their 52-week low, but without COVID saving them, they got nothing. Again, I say that I know nothing about the company. I haven't researched them, but I mean, just look at it. It's just not doing well. NVO near the low, so buy puts on them. I don't really know them to say anything. Soxol, it's a triple leverage fund, so it can go either way, but still, they're near the 52-week low. SYM is too. TNA is near the 52-week low. Small cap stocks under Trump, I think they're going to do good, so I don't really think we need to buy puts on TNA, to be honest. United Healthcare, hey, you never know, man. You never know. So, yeah, the only ones I had a problem with buying puts on is TNA. Who else? AMD. I guess BABA. Some of these others I'm not too familiar with. And Dollar General. I don't think Dollar General's a shit company, man. People love the freaking dollar store. Not me, but people go get I mean, think about it. You buy a birthday card at freaking Walmart or CVS, you're paying like $6 to $10 for a freaking card. Meanwhile, these people are going to the dollar store, they're paying $1, sometimes $2 for $1. So we're the morons spending $6 on a card and they're spending 50 cents. If you think about it, I mean, every dollar store I go to, it's like, it's just, everything's everywhere. I just don't want to be there. Maybe I'm getting a little too bougie, but all I'm saying is Dollar General, I know they do well, so I have no problem, not buying puts when they're near their 52-week low. But that's just me. Again, I don't know crap. All right. Outside of that, there's nothing really else to cover. Again, we covered the holdings. We covered how they've been doing since they launched with the prospectus change. We covered the IV and blah, blah, blah. Oh, yeah. The value of this fund, ULTY, is $294 million. I'm thinking this is going to grow in due time and be a bigger fund. Is it going to hit the 1 billion mark? Maybe. You never know. But we'll see. Anyway, guys, so that's the update on ULTY. That's all I got. I think that's enough for now. You guys can let me know if you wanted me to cover anything else specifically. I'm not going to tell you my guesstimate because I don't know it yet on ULTY. I will cover that on the the group, what is it, Group C guesstimates, which will launch Sunday morning at 6:30. I don't know when I'm launching this video. I'm recording it on Saturday night. I may launch it in the morning or I may launch it tonight. I haven't really decided, but definitely before the Group C guesstimates. All right? So anyway, guys, as always, this is not financial advice. I am not a financial advisor. This video is for fun and entertainment. So hopefully you had fun. Hopefully you're entertained. If not, we'll try again the next ULTY review. Oh yeah, I didn't talk about the strategies. I'm still working on this. But they didn't, since they did the protective collar, this is the first time I did it last video. I didn't have to add anything. I'm going to add the new ones as they actually do them. I know I listed a bunch, but I'll highlight the ones in yellow once they cover them. They did do a bull call spread, I think, last time around. But again, this tab is a work in progress because I don't know these terms as well as some of you guys. But again, we'll get there. We shall get there. If you enjoy this content, please hit the like button. If you have any questions or concerns, leave them down below. But my only question to you guys is, what do you think about ULTY so far? All right. I showed you this is post 1015. We see, total return. They're up 7.51%. Is that good? Is that bad? I know people expect much more out of ULTY, but again, me personally, if you're asking me about ULTY, I want to give them more time. I want to give them, in fact, a whole year. And am I buying more ULTY? Yeah, abso-freaking-lutely. Is my cost basis awful? It's okay. It's high still. But I bought around $16, right? $17, and I've been averaging down. But again, since the prospectus changed, it's been around $10, $9-10, so I can't complain. I mean, I could always complain about something, but so far, I'm giving ULTY a chance. If you guys think it's crap, I don't blame you, right? I mean, it's, you get sick of things. And it is what it is. You got to do what you got to do that's best for you, that helps you sleep at night. So don't go based on what other people say, because other people, they don't know what you want. They don't know your risk tolerance. So who gives a crap what they say? Just go by your gut feeling and how you feel about it. But anyway, that's why I'm covering these holdings, going through it, so you guys can get an idea of what's going on with this fund, because it's hard, right? It's really hard to understand, because there's just so many trades in and out every day. But again, I hope it helped. Please let me know if it helped in the comments down below. And also, let me know what you think of ULTY. Are you a fan? Do you own it? If you don't, are you going to buy it? If you own it, are you planning on keeping it or selling it? I'm just curious the feedback. Okay, I think that's all I got for today. Thank you for watching, and have a great day. Later.